Don't invest in a course until you watch this. Are you someone that has invested in courses but you haven't seen any kind of improvements, especially because you found it hard to follow, right? So, what I want you to consider is, instead of having shiny object syndrome, like, of course, marketing, when you see marketing, it's really, really irresistible not to invest, because some people are very good at marketing, but they suck at delivering. So I want you to consider these things to look after yourself better. So let's get started. First thing first, you need to ask yourself, what will this course be for? Right? What will this program be for? So ask yourself, why do I need this? Now, when you ask yourself, why do I need this, you might not know the real reason why you're signing up. So I need you to see what this course is promising to you. And is this something that will help you fast track from where you are to where you want to be? Anything that requires you to study the whole thing and then finish up, then I would be asking yourself, is this the kind of course that you're wanting for yourself? Or are the things that are taught in the course, do they need to be implemented straight away as well? Because if they don't, then you might have to spend more time and delay the progress even further. Like an Empowered You program that I teach, we're implementing from day one, right? Because it is a developmental course. It is a course that helps you develop yourself to keep on growing incrementally. So as an adult, it's really necessary to ask yourself, hey, what will this course be for? Whereas if it was a skill-based course, which is like the trainings that I offer for business owners as well as teachers and professionals, where they are learning a skill, right? This is where they need to spend a certain amount of time and they need to invest a certain amount of time to be able to acquire that skill. And that means they need to put in that hour to actually see the results itself. Whereas in the Empowered You kind of course, you're kind of doing it and seeing it straight away. It's instant implementation. Cool? But ask yourself, what do you need? What would this course be for you? Is it a skill or is it a development? Is it a mindset or is it a skill? Right? So point number 2 is, what sort of outcome will you be able to create from this? What is the outcome you're looking for currently, right? So many of us have invested in a course to get a certain outcome, like maybe you're after a certain skill, but then you don't end up taking action. I remember the first program that I had bought, right, to get better at being in business. I remember so many of us couldn't actually put everything into action because we just had so many blocks. We just had so many barriers come up, we couldn't physically take the action to be able to fulfill those tasks that we knew would yield us success. So I want you to ask yourself, well, what sort of outcome will I be able to create and how? Right? How are they teaching us how to create this outcome? Now, once again, it comes back to the first question I want you to ask yourself is what do I need to learn to be able to create this outcome? And is it mindset or skill set? Or does this course have both integrated, mindset and skill set? Because both are really important, especially when you're wanting to up level and get better performance out of yourself. So right off the bat, see, I've offered trainings in people becoming yoga teachers, then Ayurveda health practitioners, and small business owners, right? And what I've noticed is that each and every course has to have a philosophy, a mindset aspect to it, so that the person can grow into it faster, because then they can break through the inner barriers that come up on the journey that stops them from taking action, new action. Okay? So another example might be that you might have bought things and never used them because you get lazy or you procrastinate, your old habits show up, and that's a mindset issue. Okay, so again, in the Empowered You program, this is why, for higher accountability, to help everyone implement this mindset skills as well as the skill sets, I actually run live sessions, and you need to check how is it delivered, right? Are you going to get live trainings from the trainer or the coach to be able to help you move through your current obstacles? So that was a lesson that I had learned after spending money on quite expensive courses, right? Another thing I want you to consider is, who is the trainer, the teacher, or the person that's delivering it, and why you should listen to them. Because so many of the internet-based providers, you don't know them, and you don't need to know them particularly, but it is highly productive to actually look into their background a little bit. What sort of expert knowledge do they have to be able to giving the advice or solution that they're giving to you, right? So it goes to show how credible they are and who have they worked with. They may be someone that's completely new to their industry, and that's okay, because you'll also be that person in some way or form in your life, in your industry. But also look at who have they worked with. Have they had mentors, and are they developing themselves consistently? Do they invest in their own growth and development? Do they have up-to-date training? How are you making sure they have this? Is certifications, or even if it's not certification, then client testimonials, and and what are they saying about their own development? Are they currently working with a coach and mentor and trainer themselves? Who is supporting them? So one of the things that I have noticed for my journey is that, when I invested in myself with teachers that were not getting support from others, they're very negligent in the way they show up, in the sense that they don't give you the importance and the level of service that you deserve on your journey too. Now, a lot of customers that I've met on my journey is that they don't want that level of care and support. So they like the distance, right? And that's why I've created the Empowered You program, integrating a bit of everything like this, because I am that person who invests in my personal and professional development. I'm always maintaining current industry experience and knowledge, right? And skills. Whereas so many people they get certified once and then they don't upgrade themselves, and they just, go on and on without upgrading or working with anyone. So that tells you what sort of a person you're working with, because in this journey of working with others, where you're actually learning something from others, they're having to be a teacher, right, who is accountable for their students' growth to a certain degree. So many people disagree with this, who offer just an online based course, who don't believe in this. But to me, having been a customer who hasn't had money to throw away and they wanted to grow, I found that you need support from the mentor. You need support, like being able to have conversations with the trainer, and that kind of gets included in the program from the teachers and trainers that actually have their own people supporting them. So think about it. Is that important to you, that your mentor gives you care, gives you that attention? Because that sort of yields faster results as well. So ask yourself, who is this person, and why should you listen to them? Why should you actually subscribe to them? It's important that they are maintaining integrity in what they're trying to instill in you as well. And tip number 4 is, does the outcome outweigh the course fees, right? It's really important that you've got to measure that your investment will end you up in more money back, right? Or your investment in time will give you more time back. Or your investment of focus will yield you more focus and energy back. How you make sure that happens is looking at the outcomes that you're expecting to get from the course itself. You're going to see, how is this course going to help me improve my life as it is? Not through using your imagination, but really looking at the course outcomes, looking at the trainer, the delivery method, and the price that you're paying. What sort of investment are you making, or what sort of investment are you being asked to make? Because the lower the investment, the lower the results. Okay, and sometimes you're just going to waste $100. And it's a waste because you're not really going to see a massive result. And the more I've been on this journey, I've realized one of the biggest reasons why I have sustained a 15-year journey being an entrepreneur and keeping on growing is because I've always invested big money into it, because I've always seen the outcome to be very bigger than I was at that time. So your return on investment must be factored in before you invest your money, time, energy, focus. So think about these 4 things and consider these 4 things before you invest into a course. And also, hey, check out my online program that's linked below or in my bio. You'll see it's called Empowered You Program. It's a program which offers you an online program to study off in your own pace, but also you get access to live training with me, which is capped at 10 people per round, and you get ongoing upgrades as I keep adding more resources to the learning database. If you join this year, I'm allowing a big bonus, which is giving you lifetime access to just the people that joined this year, because I just started this program, right? And this is a program all about empowering yourself. The journey of being empowered means that you're the person that takes action, aligned action, and you're the person who can handle like coming off road and comes back on road in less than, blink of an eye. That's sort of a bounce back strength you will have through the tools and strategies that I share with you, because ultimately the journey of success means you're going to have to prepare yourself to take new action, which means you need better resilience, right? You're going to have to prepare to fail fast. And the faster you fail, the bigger your resilience becomes. By keeping yourself safe, you're just preventing yourself from growing. And if you don't grow, how can you create those results that are currently outside of your comfort zone? So my friend, check it out. Look at it, ask questions. And again, I've considered these 4 things because I've learned these lessons myself along my journey. In my last 15 years, I've not invested a penny on skill-based training, right? I've always invested in training that has been mindset and skill set training, because my previous career was a corporate journey, and that's where I was always skill-based training, which was just to benefit the organization, right? And I was just like a robot. But mindset and skill set training both combined is one of the best things you'll do for yourself. It doesn't mean you're not gonna do other skill-based training, but if you don't have a backup program that makes you resilient and empowered to be able to take meaningful action towards your goals and your vision, then you're going to sit there on information and not use the knowledge, not make the most of it, and you're not going to see the returns of your investment. Okay, I hope I've been able to share this message clearly, where it's important that you back yourself with the right mindset and skill set to be able to adopt new skills that are going to yield you better results and better outcomes. And courses are a great way to do that. And before you buy a course, consider these 4 tips that I shared with you, because they're coming from having made mistakes and losing a lot of money on this journey so that you can avoid them yourself. All right, my friend, I'll see you next week. In the meantime, go check out my page on Empowered You program and see if it's something that is really resonating with you. And I would love to help you take the next step on your journey. Just hit me a message and I'll get back to you. See you next week.